Hi, my name's Anne Kempton. I'm the very proud owner of Timeless Textiles. Once again, it's my great pleasure to have Pam Hovel back here in Timeless Textiles. So welcome, Pam, for your third exhibition here.
So tell us a bit about the technique you've used, or what was the inspiration?
Okay. Well, the inspiration was the barrier reef and the demise of our beautiful barrier reef. So I've used a lot of texture in here to symbolise sort of seaweed, underwater, plants, and then I've made little, what I think is sort of like coral shape, and it's all white and bleached and looks quite sad really, but it's, I think it's quite a powerful piece and makes a statement, which was the important thing as far as I'm concerned.
And why felt for you, Pam?
Look, I was first introduced to felt about 14 years ago, and I was just totally besotted with it. From the first time I saw some felt, I just loved it. And my love of the natural world and natural fibres, natural dyes, it ticked all the boxes for me. I knew from that very moment that I saw that first piece of felt that it was going to be an exciting journey for me to create not only natural organic pieces, but to be able to incorporate natural dyes, all the things that I love. I can bundle it all into one thing, and I've just loved it. So I've been felting now for 14 and a half years, done lots of different things. The moment my passion is making organic forms in felt and sculptural pieces, and we'll see where that leads.
And what were you doing before you were felt making?
Look, I was building a mud brick house really for many years. I've always dabbled in textiles right from a very early age. I think I was 7 years old when I knitted my first jumper. I sewed, I designed, I made beautiful little dresses for my dolls. It's just always, textiles has always been a passion of mine. We spent about 10 years of our life building a mud brick house, so textiles took a bit of a back step during that time. Once the house was finished, I was able to throw myself back into textiles, and that's about the time that I came across felt, and then of course after the kids left home I could sort of throw myself into it totally. I was also working, I was in the workforce until 11 years ago, and then I reached a stage where I just wanted to stop work and just concentrate on making felt full time and teaching felt making, which I love doing.
I would observe that your approach to making felt is a bit like making a mud brick house. You have to think about the inside out and how it's going to structurally end up, because you're very thorough and thoughtful in your execution of your felt making.
Yeah, well, first of all I'll come up with an idea, and then I need to work out how I'm going to put that idea into practice. I think it's really important to first of all make a sketch of what I'm wanting to make. So you need to be able to visualise the finished piece, and from that you can make a plan on what you're going to lay out in the felting process, and when, and then I work towards that plan. I think it's really important to have that plan to work towards. A piece like this is quite complex to make. So by having a plan, I know I need to add more wool, say around the eye area or around the fins. So if I've got that plan, I know when to add that, how much wool to lay when. It's really important, I think, to get that. So in this piece, it's probably 3 days work in making a piece like that.
And Pam, I know that you love using natural wools. What is it about that?
Look, I think, particularly with this body of work, I'm making organic forms. It seems only natural to use natural coloured wool. I just think it suits the piece. I also use some natural dyes. This is actually a eucalyptus dye here, and that's another beautiful thing with wool and natural dyes. It's just a marriage made in heaven. They love each other. So another big plus for me. Yeah.
And over the last 7 years since I've known you, you've progressed through those years from making extraordinarily beautiful sculptured dresses to now into vessels. Where do you think you're going to head to?
Look, at the moment I'm just loving doing sculpture, and I think that's definitely the way for me for quite a while. I'd like to explore more sculptural aspects of felt making. I think it's important to move through different stages. You know, I love doing the garment stage. I've loved every stage of my felt making, and I want to keep that happening. You know, the exciting part about making felt to me is the journey of making felt, the challenges along the way, and learning and playing. I don't ever want to be without that. So you just, you need to, I need to move on and do different things. I thoroughly love doing this body of work. It's such a thrill. And I hope I can keep going on and having those thrills by making new things. And I don't know where it'll lead, but I'm looking forward to that journey.
Do you still get that absolute tingle when you start making felt and it's coming together? Remember the first time you made felt? Do you still get that?
I still get that buzz, yes, yeah. I do. I absolutely love it, and that's one thing I don't want to live without. I think once you finish the piece and yay, it worked and I'm happy with it, yeah, there's nothing quite like that. It's magical, and I'll certainly try to keep that in my life.
Well, we're very lucky to have you in our lives, and you're a wonderful teacher, so thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I really enjoy the teaching side of it, and I'm so grateful for you, Anne. I really appreciate the fact that you've invited me here again, and I love coming to Newcastle, and Timeless Textiles. It's a fabulous place. Thank you.
Well, we, as you all know, lovers of fibre art, we love having you here, Pam. We'll both wish you a wonderful Christmas and New Year, and I certainly look forward to seeing you again next year.
Oh, thank you, Anne. Me too. Thank you.